iOS 26. Exploring the new lock screen features. iOS 26 Wi-Fi upgrade. Seamless captive network sync for iPhone and iPad. iOS 26 Photos update. New features and design changes you need to know. iOS 26. Exploring the new lock screen features. iOS 26. Revolutionizing your lock screen experience. Imagine this. You pick up your iPhone, and the first thing you see is a stunning glass-like interface that feels almost real. Welcome to iOS 26, where the lock screen has undergone a major transformation with the introduction of liquid glass and a host of other exciting features. Here's what you can expect when you upgrade to iOS 26. Liquid glass, a new dimension of interaction. The lock screen now features larger, floating control buttons with a glass-like appearance, matching the liquid glass interface found throughout iOS 26. The clock has been given a frosted glass look, complete with lighting effects that mimic real-world glass. You can customize the glass effect with various colors, choosing from Apple's preset options or selecting your own. When you tilt your iPhone, the light reflects and glints, creating a realistic glass effect that's both visually appealing and interactive. Notifications on your lock screen also adopt the liquid glass aesthetic, with a frosted glass look that keeps your wallpaper visible behind them. Clock, adaptive and dynamic. In addition to the liquid glass aesthetic, the clock can now be resized to better match your iPhone's wallpaper. This adaptive feature allows you to grab the corner of the time display and drag it to expand or shrink it. Note that this feature only works with the first font option and standard Arabic, Western numbering. For photo wallpapers, the time can automatically expand to fill in missing space, and can change based on the image if you have photo shuffle set. The subject in photo wallpapers is designed to always be visible, sometimes overlapping the time in unique ways. Wallpaper, a floating glass masterpiece. iOS 26 introduces a new default wallpaper featuring multiple shades of blue with the same floating glass aesthetic. This wallpaper can subtly shift with iPhone movement, adding a dynamic touch to your lock screen. Even the icons for selecting different wallpaper categories have been updated to better match the liquid glass design. Spatial scenes, bringing photos to life. One of the most exciting changes to the lock screen is the introduction of spatial scenes. This feature turns 2D photos into 3D spatial images, separating the subject from the background using depth information. When you move your iPhone, spatial scenes shift and move along with it, making the images feel alive. This feature is also available in the Photos app, and can be added to any image taken with your iPhone, including older ones. To activate spatial scenes, simply tap on the small icon with a mountain and a sun when choosing a photo wallpaper. Widgets. More flexibility and visibility. Lock screen widgets can now be placed at the top or bottom of the display. In earlier versions of iOS, widgets could only be placed at the top. With the adaptive clock and new wallpaper options, widgets can also shift down automatically to ensure the subject of an image is always visible. Apple Music, a new lock screen experience. Apple has added a new lock screen widget for Apple Music Search, but there are no other new widget options. What is new, however, is a full-screen Now Playing interface that shows album art. Artwork expands and animates right on the lock screen, providing a more immersive music experience. Read more. For a detailed look at all the new features available in iOS 26, check out our dedicated roundup. Popular stories. Apple Watch Ultra 3 launching later this year with 2 key upgrades. iPhone 17 Pro coming soon with these 14 new features. iPhone 17 Pro Max battery capacity leaked. AirPods Pro 3 to help maintain Apple's place in earbud market amid increasing low-cost competition. Apple's upcoming Macs listed in new report. iPhone 17 Pro's new MagSafe design revealed in leaked photo. But here's where it gets controversial. Some users might find the liquid glass effect too distracting, while others may love the added interactivity. What do you think? Will the new lock screen features enhance your iPhone experience, or are they just a gimmick? Share your thoughts in the comments below. iOS 26 Wi-Fi upgrade. Seamless captive network sync for iPhone and iPad. Imagine never having to fumble with Wi-Fi logins on each of your Apple devices again. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, with the upcoming release of iOS 26, Apple is about to make that dream a reality. But here's where it gets interesting. This seemingly small update could spark a big debate about privacy, convenience, and how much control we really want over our devices. Let's dive in. Apple is gearing up to launch iOS 26, and tech enthusiasts everywhere are buzzing about the new features on the horizon. While some upgrades are grabbing headlines, there's one subtle yet powerful addition that could change the way you connect to Wi-Fi on your iPhone and iPad. The ability to sync captive Wi-Fi network credentials across all your Apple devices running iOS 26 or iPadOS 26. If you've ever tried to connect multiple devices to a hotel or cafe Wi-Fi, you know the pain. Each device usually forces you to re-enter your login details or jump through annoying authentication hoops. With iOS 26, that hassle is about to disappear. Now, once you log into a captive Wi-Fi network on one device, your other Apple gadgets can automatically access those credentials, making the process seamless and saving you precious time. For example, if you connect your iPad to a hotel's Wi-Fi, your iPhone will recognize this and offer to use the same login details, sparing you from repeating the process. This feature was first spotted in the wild by Max Weinbach, an analyst at Creative Strategies, who shared his experience on X, formerly Twitter, while staying at a hotel. His iPhone prompted him to use the Wi-Fi credentials from his already connected iPad. A small prompt, but a huge leap in user convenience. And this is the part most people miss. For frequent travelers or anyone who relies on public Wi-Fi, hopefully with a reliable VPN for security, this update could be a game changer. No more juggling passwords or re-authenticating every device. It's a simple fix to a problem that's been quietly frustrating users for years. But here's the controversial bit. Apple never mentioned this feature during its big WWDC keynote, even though Bloomberg had previously reported it was in the works. Does this mean Apple is holding back more surprises for iOS 26? Or are they quietly rolling out features they're not ready to spotlight? Some might argue that Apple's silence is strategic, while others may see it as a sign that not every feature is ready for prime time. If you're wondering when you'll get to try iOS 26 for yourself, and you're not keen on beta testing, history suggests a September release, though Apple is shaking things up this year with its naming conventions and rollout schedule. So, keep your eyes peeled for official announcements. Of course, this Wi-Fi upgrade is just one of many enhancements expected in iOS 26. Early testers have already praised the revamped CarPlay experience, which addresses long-standing complaints about infotainment systems. And rumor has it, there are even more unannounced features waiting in the wings. Now here's a question for you. Is syncing Wi-Fi credentials across devices a brilliant step forward in convenience, or does it raise new concerns about privacy and control? Would you trust Apple to handle your network logins? Or do you prefer to keep things manual for security's sake? Let's get the conversation started. Share your thoughts and join the debate below. iOS 26 Photos Update. New features and design changes you need to know. Brace yourselves. Apple's Photos app in iOS 26 represents one of the company's most dramatic about-faces ever, resurrecting beloved features while introducing futuristic capabilities that'll transform your photo library. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this innovation or mere damage control? Let's dive in. The liquid glass design permeates iOS 26, transforming photos with translucent, fluid-like buttons and menus that resemble polished glass. While Apple wisely keeps photos as the visual centerpiece, preventing excessive UI distraction, this refresh delivers a noticeable aesthetic upgrade system-wide. Some designers argue this prioritizes style over functionality. Do you think visual polish enhances or complicates the experience? Tab bar navigation makes a triumphant return after last year's divisive single-screen UI overhaul. Following significant user backlash against iOS 18's stripped-back navigation, Apple reintroduces a streamlined three-tab structure: Library, Collections, and Search. This isn't a full iOS 18 revival though. Collections cleverly integrates last year's customizable sections. And this is the part most people miss. This reversal signals Apple's rare admission of a design misstep, sparking debate. Should tech giants publicly backtrack or double down on controversial changes? Spatial photography, previously exclusive to Vision Pro, now transforms your iPhone photos into immersive depth experiences. Tap the new top right button to activate spatial scenes, letting you explore images with parallax movement. But the real magic shines through lock screen implementation, where spatial wallpapers create dynamic depth effects. Controversy alert. Critics question whether this is a battery-draining gimmick, while advocates call it Apple's most innovative photo feature in years. Which camp are you in? Customization reaches new heights in the Collections tab. Beyond reordering sections, iOS 26 introduces flexible view settings, uniform small/large sizes or mixed prominence, and collapsible sections, perfect for decluttering while preserving instant access to priority albums like vacations or family events. Imagine collapsing infrequent sections like recipes, while keeping recent highlights expanded. But customization complexity begs the question: will casual users embrace these controls or feel overwhelmed? Ultimately, iOS 20 SAXS Photos Update balances innovation with course correction, restoring familiar navigation while pushing photographic boundaries. After last year's seismic redesign, these refinements prioritize stability without stagnation. The burning question remains: does this represent true progress or strategic retreat? Share your verdict in the comments. Do you applaud Apple's responsiveness or demand bolder innovation?